time for that special time of the show, and that the moment has arrived for our favorite and most exciting segment, which is A Moment in African History. She's on point. Okay, today we tell the tale of Ethiopia's relationship with Armenia. I know, that sounds strange. And how Emperor Haile Selassie took in Armenian refugees in the 1920s, and how he settled them in Ethiopia, and how they settled there and lived there for generations. It's such a beguiling tale, people, so allow me. Right. So Africa is a continent known for some of the richest histories of mankind. Each nation has its own story to tell. One such nation is Ethiopia, who shares a strong connection to various other ethnicities outside of Africa. One such group of people are Armenians, who also share a very ancient and rich history. When Armenians became scattered, demoralized, and suffered one of the worst genocides in human history, Ethiopia opened its doors to them, leaving a long-lasting bond. The Armenian genocide is infamously known as the brutal acts of liquidation against 1.5 million innocent Armenians who lived under the Ottoman Empire by the Young Turks regime. The genocide also incorporated the deaths of 1 million Greeks, 500 to 750,000 Assyrians, 200,000 to 400,000 Maronites as well. Orphanages were set up all across the Middle East to care for the orphans, as many of their parents were killed. These orphanages were underfunded, with barely any self-sufficient funds to feed Armenians, especially in the brutal winters. One such orphanage was in the Armenian quarter of Jerusalem, where a group of 40 Armenian orphans specialized in musical instruments. They are known as the Arbaliosh, and they were a communion of about 40 Armenian orphans who were adopted by the Ethiopian Crown Prince Rastafari Makonnen, later called Emperor Haile Selassie I. In 1924, Prince Rastafari visited the Armenian quarter of Jerusalem, where the Armenian orphans played a beautiful percussion piece for the Crown Prince. Prince Rastafari was so impressed by the orphans' musical talents, and he became heartbroken when he heard of their personal stories of the genocide. He personally adopted all of them from the Armenian Patriarch of Jerusalem. He housed them, fed them, and paid for their formal education in Ethiopia. The Arbaliosh would later play a major role in Ethiopian society under the leadership of Rastafari. Not only were they a professional band in the empire, but they also wrote the national anthem used under Haile Selassie's rule. The Armenian who wrote the Ethiopian national anthem was Kervok Nalbandian, whose nephew Narcissus would continue in the band and musical performances in Addis Ababa. Along with the paying for their musical and quality education, Rastafari, who took up the crown name His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie I, allowed Narcissus Nalbandian and Kervokian Nalbandian to create an Ethiopian national anthem and use it for his coronation in 1930. The Armenian orphans were also handpicked personally by him to play at his coronation as the Emperor of Ethiopia, and he rejected any other foreign bands as he considered the Armenians as his family. Outside of the Arbaliosh, the royal photographer of Haile Selassie was also an Armenian named Haigaz Boyadjian, and the church and community would play a prominent role in Ethiopian society afterwards. Ethiopia has always been a place and a home of refuge for those in need. One of the greatest deeds in history was the day they took in those Armenian refugees. Not only were they given new lives and new homes, they were also able to excel and play a major role in the modern foundations of the Ethiopian Empire. And to this day, the descendants of the Arbaliosh carry photos and documents of the memories they made in the heart of Africa. The community reached its zenith in the 1960s when there were about 1,200 Armenians living in Ethiopia. And despite their small numbers, they had a crucial role in ushering Ethiopia into the modern world, from helping develop the distinctive Ethiopian jazz style to working as tailors, doctors, business people, and serving in the imperial court. But as the Armenian community was tied to the imperial history of the country, once the emperor fell, the community declined. Haile Selassie was overthrown in 1974 by the Marxist-led junta, which went on to seize property and businesses, including those of the Armenians. Their numbers tumbled as many of them fled to North America and Europe, but a few stayed and some married into the local community, creating a unique blend of Armenian and Ethiopian cultures. They can still be seen in the church for special occasions today. Okay, what do you guys think? Armenian, Ethiopia. I didn't know they had that history. Before I did this research, I didn't really know there was a strong Armenian community in Ethiopia.